Get to Holiday World and Splash and Safari 4th of July weekend for fireworks ×2. First, there's Friday night fireworks and then a bonus fireworks celebration on Saturday, because celebrating the 4th of July is a blast at Holiday World and Splash and Safari. Celebrate the 4th all weekend long at Holiday World and Splash and Safari. We're giving away a couple of tickets to the third caller to 888-800-9283 if they want to go out to Holiday World and check out that new roller coaster. And Jay, it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
That looks very exciting.
It looks very exciting. Quite a rush. So Jay Kraft joining me from Aqua. How are you, Jay?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Welcome back into Wave 3 Listens Live. Now, Jay, you guys do a lot of different things in the business. So I'll first kind of just step back and let you tell our viewers at home that don't know a lot about Aqua kind of your background and what you guys do.
We're a full-service waterproofing, radon mitigation, and mold remediation company. I've been waterproofing for better than 20 years now, and typically where there's water, there's mold, and from there, being in basements and foundations, we just progress right into the radon mitigation as well.
So when there is a lot of water in places in the basement, you know, and maybe it's not a lot, maybe it's just a small little drip. I mean, I know a lot of people, especially in older homes, have that. What do they need to look for? I mean, if they have any type of small water, should they call you? Is there a chance, obviously, for increased mold? What do they look for when they're looking for mold? Kind of take me through that process.
Yeah, there are different signs that you're looking for, and it could be something as simple as a stain on the wall or a stain on the floor. A lot of times bugs will congregate where there's moisture. So before there's even water, there's going to be moisture coming through a small crack, and you could have, you know, a little bit of mold on the drywall. Maybe the carpeting's a little damp. Maybe it's just a musty odor. All of these things are signs that there's water, unless you've just got a big old puddle of water in your basement.
And speaking of water, we've had a lot lately. It's a lot more in the forecast, which is not great, but it looks like 4th of July might be okay weather.
Well, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I know you love it. Yes, exactly. It's good for business. It's not good for the pool, but
correct.
That's okay. So with all this water, again, they need to look out for all this stuff, but when they want to call a waterproofer, when they want to call you, Jay, what separates you from some of your competition?
Well, the biggest thing is that we can do the smallest little job. If you've got that little trickle of water coming through, we've got a great product called liquid rubber that will actually absorbs into the concrete, locks the water out, and can re-strengthen the wall from the crack. We can do just one wall. We can do the entire perimeter. We can do outside work. A lot of times it might be something as simple as taking the yard drainage away from the foundation. There's a variety of ways to look at that, and that's why we offer a free inspection, so that people can get a really good idea and maybe a couple different solutions as to what might solve the problem.
So if in my basement I have that a little crack, let's just say, just little drill, and you could put the liquid rubber in there, I mean, that would work. It doesn't have to be a gaping hole or anything like that.
No, it does not have to be a gaping hole. And what we do very simply is we'll come in, we'll clean that crack off, we heat it. That will expand the capillaries in the concrete. We put the liquid rubber on, and the heat will actually pull the rubber back into the wall, and that's what creates up to 9,800 pounds worth of resistance per square inch, so it locks the water out and then makes that crack stronger again.
Wow, Jay Kraft knows what he's doing. Listen to the man right here. I think we've got some before and after pictures that Tammy's going to put up on the screen, and if you could maybe take me through them a little bit, give me a little play-by-play here, what we're looking at.
This is a radon mitigation system after installation. Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the country, and across the country, 1 in 15 houses has radon, and in the Louisville market, 1 in 2 houses has radon. So feel free to call for a test. We can get the rating for you, and then we can let you know what can be done with that afterwards.
So when you talk about radon, obviously this is one of those things that I feel like a lot of times when people are going to buy a new home, you know, I've got friends that are going to buy new homes and things like that, and they say, oh, well, the basement had radon. And it's something that either people get done, they have negotiated in their purchase, or they just put it off. Putting it off is a bad thing. I mean, and you said second leading cause in lung cancer. This is something people need to address.
Yeah, it really is. It's very important because you can't see it, smell it, or taste it, so you just don't know. And it's one of those things that if you don't take care of it, when you find out about it, it becomes out of sight, out of mind. And then it'll just continue to grow. It goes unchanged at that point, and then you're just allowing yourself to be, you know, exposed to radon.
Yeah, nobody needs that. So is this something they need to address? And they can call Jay at Aqua. So we also are going to go up to some pictures of some water damage here, and if you can kind of talk us through what we're looking at here, it would be great.
This was a home out in Goshen, and just some expansion and contraction on the outside of the house created a series of cracks, and you can see the streaks down the wall right there. This was after we had ground off all of the things that the homeowner had attempted to do, and then we went back in in here with the liquid rubber. We heated the wall up, applied the rubber, and we did that probably 2 years ago, and he hasn't had a leak in that basement since.
Well, it's interesting too. A lot of people they get stuff done by certain companies, and 2 years later they have a leak again, and that's a problem. You know,
it is a problem. That's why you want to use a certified licensed contractor.
Right.
You know, when you're doing something like this. The picture you're looking at right now was a situation where the homeowner had water coming out from behind the drywall down at the base of the floor. We cut the drywall open between a couple of studs, found where the crack was. We cleaned the crack up, and then we went ahead and applied the liquid rubber. That's the finished product. And again, lifetime transferable warranty, but we've never heard from that gentleman either.
I like that. Yeah, you give the warranties, but you know that they don't even need it.
No.
They don't even need it.
Yeah,
you take care of it the first time. I also understand that you clean and recondition crawl spaces, so tell me about that.
In the Louisville market, in the Ohio Valley, this is a real big deal because as humid as it gets, a lot of times people still believe that venting is so good for the crawl space. Now lets all that hot air into the crawl space, and when you're sending air conditioning through your vent lines, you're creating hot and cold, you get condensation, it gets real damp and musty, and then you begin to breathe that air that's down in that crawl space. That's never good for it, and it gets all the way through the house.
Yeah, that's no good. So you guys do that. So you do waterproofing, foundation, crawl spaces, you do it all. And radon, right?
And radon.
Anything I missed in that litany of things you do?
The only other thing was mold.
Okay, that's right, you do that as well.
Yep, and we can do something as small as the size of a basketball. I've done 60,000 square foot warehouses. So when you're looking,
that's a job.
It is, and more than anything too, a lot of times you don't want to let fear rule your decision when you're doing something like that. We'll come out and do an assessment of what's going on. We'll walk you right through why this has been created, how we can eliminate that problem, and then take care of the mold, and then we'll even do a retest afterwards just to make sure that we got it all and took care of it for you.
Well, Jay, I appreciate all of this information. This has been great stuff. People can find out more information aqualocket.com, correct?
Yes, sir.
Or call 495-9450. And Jay comes bearing gifts as well, 10% off to first-time callers. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
And free inspections. So free inspections plus 10%.
Yep. Just mention that you saw us here on the television today, and we'll offer a 10% discount.
Well, Jay, thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Aqualocket.com is the website, or give them a call, 495-9450. We'll be right back on Wave 3 Listens Live. Stay with us.